Welcome back to Daytime, everyone. We have become a nation of texters, but that doesn't mean romance is dead. Our next guest says electronic love mail can be just as heartfelt as a handwritten love letter.
Relationship coach Michael Fiore is here to help the cell phone fanatics get plugged back into their relationships.
Michael, good to have you here.
Thank you.
So over 2/3 of Americans actually sleep with their cell phones? Oh, that's really depressing. What is wrong with us?
Oh, I'm not sure there's something wrong with us. We're just all addicted to being connected all the time, right? You know, I always say if you leave your house without your cell phone, what do you feel? You feel panic all the time. And so I say that using your cell phone and texting is a great way to stay connected with the man or the woman you love in your life, wherever you are, whenever you want, even if you're all the way across the country on a business trip and, wrangling the kids at the market or whatever else.
Now, we have a lot of singles in America,
Yes,
I understand. There was a survey taken, huh?
No, there's a few, yeah.
44% of American adults are single. So that would probably attribute to it.
To the texting thing? Yeah, I find a lot of people who are single, it's a great way to, people are kind of scared to get on the phone, especially after a first date, right? So I often tell people who are single to use your cell phone and texting as a way right after you have that initial first date to kind of tell the person you were just with what you really loved about that date in the first place. You know, I can still smell you on me, I can still, the thing I...
Wow.
A little bit too much there.
After the first date, that might be a little
bit too far there.
Cologne or perfume only?
Something very, very, very PG, I promise.
Well, you say it can be more romantic than a handwritten letter. I'm finding that a little bit hard to believe. How could you say that?
What I love about texting is that it's instantaneous, right? Wherever you are, whenever you want, in the middle of your workday, you can take a moment, take out your cell phone, tap out a little message that you really mean, that's really, really sincere. And the fact of the matter is, who really has the time to write a letter? When was the last time any of us actually wrote a real letter these days?
You're right.
So using
Guilty.
Exactly. So using text messaging is kind of taking over that part of our lives. We don't have the time to write out a 2-page love note, but you can say, my darling, here's what I really love about you. I miss you so much. When I see you tonight, how great is it going to feel when I wrap you in my arms?
Oh, I would like to get a text like that.
Wouldn't you?
Is it different for men and women, the messages they should text?
It is largely. Men are largely visual creatures and are largely much more direct in what we kind of require. If you're a woman, just sending a message saying, thinking of you, do you remember the look on my face last night when you kissed me goodnight? Things like that work very, very well. If you're a man texting a woman, you want to get a little bit more detailed and more about feelings and emotions. You have no idea how much I love you, how much I appreciate having you in my life, but I'm going to show you tonight. Something like that.
Oh my God!
It happens every time.
Are you single?
I'm afraid not.
I'm not.
I have a very happy girlfriend. So
I bet she is.
Yeah.
So it goes back to that primal thing where a guy just has to show you.
Yeah.
Is that kind
of?
And
a guy, sometimes guys come to me and they say, Mike, I don't want to have to be the one who's running the romance all the time. I'm like, well, suck it up. It's kind of your job as a guy to be the one who is leading the way romantically in a relationship. And it's so powerful. People really don't tell each other how they really feel enough these days. I always say be unapologetically romantic with your partner. Forget trying to be cool, forget trying to impress people, just tell her that you love her, tell him that you love him, show them how you feel.
I think a little goes a long way though. If I was getting messages even from my husband every 15-20 minutes, I'd be going, stalky, that's enough.
Yeah, I always say the rule of thumb is never send more than 2 messages in a row without getting a response. Otherwise you can get a little bit too much there.
And if you don't get a response, don't panic.
Let it go.
Let it go.
It means she's busy. It's not that big of a deal. Right. Be cool.
People say on texting you don't get what you get from a verbal response.
Yep.
You have to really think that through of what you're writing and how it might be interpreted on the other end.
It kind of depends on what your relationship is with the person. Never text when you're angry is one of the things I say. Never have a fight over text. Things
or in
like
all
that.
Capitals, right?
All capitals. I have people that all the time. It's the entire way. Don't use a lot of see you later kind of thing. But just kind of use sincere, simple language. You don't have to get really, really complicated. You don't have to be a great writer or anything like that. I give away a lot of great texts people can use on my website to be very simply romantic with their partner.
And when you talk about men being the visual creatures that they are, that doesn't mean ladies, taking the picture, because he'll open it up in the business meeting and there you'll be. And
my rule is never send a picture you wouldn't want your grandmother to see, because she just might see it.
I agree. Okay. Relationship coach Michael Fiore.